Hacks. That's right, Hacks is back. It was gone for a bit. I missed it, but now it's back. Season 2 of Hacks, it's here, and it's already gone. It's already gone. It feels like it just got here. And we'll get into it in a second, actually. I'll get into that in a second. I just want to start by saying this. First season of Hacks comes out. I did a review on it, and I said this is brilliant. I love what this is doing. The direction it's going, the story it's telling. A story as a dramedy about comedy and the people in comedy is always interesting to me. When you can do the dramedy thing perfectly, I love it. When you can tell a good story about Hollywood's incestuous nature, I love it. Everything about this show, from the scripts to the directing to the casting, I love so much. Everything about it is just so good and so fun. I love it. I love it. I love what that first season was. And then season 2, it's a big step because you're coming off your sophomore, you're coming into your sophomore year, I should say. You're a freshman show. Everyone had your eyes on you. You won some awards. You were doing great. Everyone's like, this is cool. I love it. I love what we're doing here. Now, how can you live up to that hype? I'm here to say they kind of do. It's very fascinating this season. And I think overall my biggest problem with this season was just how quick it went. It really felt like we didn't have a second to really breathe. We have to get our story out. It is a reduced number of episodes this season. I'm going to guess that is COVID related because this was kind of filming in the pandemic, kind of like in the mix of like the middle and the end era. So I get it. I completely get that. And I just think, from a production standpoint, yeah, less episodes, more time with certain characters so we can tell our story better. I get that. But from like a narrative perspective, we didn't have much of a break. We just kind of kept going, and then it's like, it's done. And that could be a problem. I don't think it was terrible. It never stopped. And I'm like, okay, we don't get time to like really digest anything. That could be a problem. It does feel like a problem sometimes. And that sucks. Because I really liked the first season of Hacks. And now I'm sitting here. I'm not saying this season is bad. I'm not. It is not bad. It is still funnier than so many great comedies. It's really fun. Kayla is at the top of her game. She is so funny, and the highlight of every scene she is in is hilarious. I love this woman. I love this character. She's doing so good, and the way she plays off of everybody, it's just fantastic. I love seeing that. She was a standout. And then, of course, this is the Jean Smart and Hannah Einbinder kind of variety hour, so you see the way they're playing off each other. You feel it's still there. Like the chemistry, the tensions, the storylines, they're still there. They're just little less than special now. And that could happen with any show. I'm not going to fault her for that. There are a lot of things against this season. Rushed episodes, rushed pandemic. It happens. So I'm not criticizing it at all. I just think the jokes weren't always there as much as the first season. The narrative kind of missed its mark at certain moments. I still like this idea. Kind of like the first half of this season, we're on the road telling our story. We're trying to figure out how Deborah's going to do this, where she's going to go to get these things done. I like seeing the way that played out and the way everybody kind of escalates back to joining her ensemble. I think that was really cool. She gets a lot of great moments earlier on. Jean Smart, again, showing that she's a brilliant actress and can hold her own in anything. I love her in this. Like this season, you see a couple just key moments that really affect her. There's one scene in particular, which I love, where she's kind of talking to an old friend who did like stand up, and it's like, for every story there is of like a Deborah Vance, there's a million people who never made this break, and she feels kind of bad pushing herself into that position. But this person's like, I could never do it. I couldn't be a Deborah Vance. I had to be who I am, and I'm happier because of it. I got out and I'm satisfied. And I'm like, okay, that's a fun story that I completely buy. I like that a lot. I kind of also like the angle. It was kind of like handled fun in some ways. Funnily not a word. Like the idea that Deborah doesn't understand lesbians and that lesbians don't like Deborah. That was kind of funny. It's a good joke. I like it. I like where her story ends up at the end. I think there's a lot of I understand myself now. The only reason this wasn't working is because I've been taking the piss out of other people. If I take the piss out of myself, it works better too. That's a great story for her, and it works really well. I sang the praises of Hannah Einbinder last season. I will sing them again here. This woman really just said, I know how to act. Watch me act. There's one moment with Hannah that really stood out to me. That is when she is kind of breaking down after somebody discards her father's remains. Strong moment. Great acting moment that I honestly, genuinely was not expecting, because this character doesn't feel like they'd have that. But the fact that Hannah could be like, no, this isn't funny anymore, this is a genuine human reaction, that really surprised me. And I was like, okay, you're doing something great here. I like that. And then there's some side stories that don't really go anywhere. There's certain things that don't really go anywhere. Again, we're not in Las Vegas for the entire season, so we don't have some of our supporting cast that I really liked in the last season. We're just breezing by them. They make some appearances. They're not going to be mainstays. We're focused on our main crew. It's Deborah, it's Ava, it's Marcus, who doesn't get a lot to do this season. And that's kind of sad, because I'm like, why isn't he getting more to do? I feel like he should have more to do. He seems like he's a great character. Why are we just like kind of giving him the same storyline that the last season gave him? Last season, he lost his boyfriend. He's too focused on work. Now he realizes, I need to find myself. He gets some good moments in the beginning where his story kind of finds itself, and he's like, okay, I'm on the rebound. I'm going to have fun. Almost gets a dog killed. It's pretty fun. And not getting a dog killed is not fun, but it's like, okay, I see where you're going with this story. I do like it. Great moments all around. I think everybody is firing on all cylinders again, but it feels like it's just done now, where it's like, oh, I just watched 8 episodes of this show, and that's it. Like, it was so fast. I still think you should have done 10, or maybe do 3 and then 1. That might have felt better, but whatever, it's fine. I just feel like we just got it, and now it's gone again, Like, I feel like it just entered our lives again. We just had Hacks. It feels like it just went under the radar, where everyone just kind of watched it. Now we're just like done with it. It's like it's gone again. I don't think this has the staying power anymore, and that's kind of a problem, because I haven't seen a lot of people talking about it. I've seen people talking about, Obi-Wan and our flag means death every week, but who's really talking about Hacks? And that could be a problem, but I guess we'll see. Maybe the numbers will prove me wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the end, though. And if this is the end, there is a satisfying enough conclusion. Ava and Deborah kind of do get their moment of like, hey, this is where you need to go to be who you are. This is what you have to do to fill up your story. Deborah does kind of get some closure on her arc, so I guess you could see there is some winning involved in that finale. If this is the finale, we'll have to wait and see. There's some satisfaction in there, but some of it is just kind of forced and rushed and doesn't really lead anywhere. But as strong as this season is, I do feel like it was rushed. I do feel like it did take some chances that didn't work. It wasn't as funny, but that happens. This is your sophomore slump. If they get a third season, I have no doubt it will pick itself up, dust itself up, and get back on the saddle. I hope it gets the chance to do that, because this show deserves the chance to do that. Ming-Na Wen was in here, and she was great. Love seeing her just doing something different from her usual shtick. I love it. This season was very strong. Was it as strong as the first season? No, but if a season is a 10 out of 10, and this one isn't, it's still pretty positive, I gotta say. Like, even if it's not the best, it's still not the worst. Hacks is just back, and now it's gone. It happens. I'll be thinking about it, but not everybody else will, and I get that. So, I hope this isn't the end. I hope the 4 weeks with the 8 episodes is enough to make people remember the show is back. If not, Jean Smart is giving one of the best performances of her career. The writing is strong, and you'll find a new favorite character in Kayla. She's fantastic. So Hacks, season number 2, I'm going to give an 8 out of 10. Now, thank you guys for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.